Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Colorado Springs Real Estate Authority, Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. She's an author. Barb's a pilot as well. And Barb and her team enjoy all that Colorado and Colorado Springs has to offer. Barb, always great to be visiting with you. And we air the Real Estate Voice show every Saturday. And if you cannot listen to the whole show, it's available on Barb's site, barbhasthebuyers.com, or just go ahead and search Barb on most of the popular podcast platforms like iHeart Radio. It's Barb Schlinker, SCHLINKER. Every week, the Real Estate Voice covers great information about people's primary assets, Barb, and that is their home. So, Barb, what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, Richard, it's a really interesting market in the past probably 4 to 6 weeks. It's really just shifted. All of a sudden, we went from the sellers are flying high, watching the clouds go by, bidding wars on every home, didn't matter the price point, to a sudden stop in the number of sales. The inventory actually climbed over 100% from a year ago. It's just all of a sudden, a lot of homes are hitting the market, the interest rates going up. So if you're a buyer, it's actually the time to buy. If you wait much longer, the rates are going to go up. So that's going to be the first topic, kind of what's going on in the market at this time. It's the time to buy before the interest rates get really unaffordable. And then the next topic, this is a new one I'm excited to talk about, which are the top 10 trends that are dating your home. And I don't want people to be offended by this, because if you live with these things, it's okay. Doesn't matter unless you're selling your home. So we're going to talk about that. And then the top 6 reasons why pending sales fall through. And then the last topic is the top 5 seller mistakes that can cause a home not to sell. And you know, Richard, in my business, I'm still getting bidding wars on some of my properties. If the sellers listen to me, they're going to do really well. But everybody has their ideas about what their home is worth. And sometimes it just doesn't go the way they think it's going to go. And I have a strategy that works really well. So if you're thinking of making a move, give me a call at 719-301-3900. And as always, at the end, I love talking about my hot new listings. Richard.
You've got it, Barb. And I was talking to somebody earlier this morning about you. And my comment was that you've been doing this for a while. You've seen the ups, the downs, the various trends, and the market goes this way for a while. And we're in the middle of a lot of that. And you are the one person that I would trust to be able to help guide me through all of this. So let's get started. Barb, seems like just weeks ago, we were talking about lots of bidding wars on homes, buyers struggling to get their offers accepted. Now, along with the interest rates rising, it appears the market is changing, and quickly. So does that mean the prices will correct? And what should buyers be doing right now? My first thing is they ought to be contacting you, but beyond that, what else?
Well, I kind of see this as sort of a 3-tier problem. If you look back in the 2008 meltdown, I'm not saying we're in a meltdown, we're just in a market shift. We're going from just a red, sizzle hot seller's market to a more normal kind of balanced market. And it's happening quicker than I've ever seen any dramatic shift take place in real estate in my career. Even after the meltdown, it didn't move that fast. I go to conferences all the time with my colleague friends that I have all across the country. And I can tell you that they were telling me at that time, oh my gosh, we went from 30% appreciation to sellers are whining because it was only 24%, to the market's crashing like an elevator. But that process took some time. And in our market, it took a lot more time. So we kind of went flat for about a year, and then the values started correcting. That's not what's happening right now. So there's a lot of things going on. It's kind of like the perfect storm for real estate. We go from a pandemic situation where the market was kind of just sort of frozen for a little while to, okay, all of a sudden there's low supply, high demand, red hot market, to there's 100% increase in supply. And now we're starting to see negotiations. We're starting to see buyers asking for concessions. The mortgage applications are plummeting. A lot of that has to do with the interest rates rising. And the Fed is talking about stepping on the gas again to raise the interest rates above what they are right now. Some buyers, because of that, are being priced out of the market. We're seeing more buyer's remorse, meaning they go under contract and they go, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't want that house. And home prices are definitely the increase in home prices are starting to flatten. What I mean by that is we went from 20% appreciation to, looking back in the past 12 months, now we're at 14% appreciation. And so the rate of appreciation is slowing, the inventory is rising, and things are happening really fast. Inventory is the next topic, which unbelievably how much it's exploding. We went from the whole COVID thing to 2.5 years of an absolute seller's market. Anybody could sell a house. That's why 70,000 people got their real estate license during the pandemic. And half of them, more than half of them, are already out of the business. They were just, jumping in, grabbing those big fat commissions because, you hardly had to fog a mirror if you had a listing to get it sold. Well, that has changed right now. All of a sudden, active listings have just surged. They went up 100.9% from a year ago. So just weeks ago, Richard, I was talking about, we're still at lower inventory than we were before COVID. Guess what? In just a few weeks now, we are not. Can you believe that?
It just keeps changing. I mean, I'm stunned. I have to go back to the number you were just telling me about people who jump in. And all I can say is, thank goodness the majority of people who are listening to us, and especially this program, know better, because you don't want your home, the biggest investment of your life, to be learning on the job for somebody who decided they would, just jump in the middle of COVID.
Right. And you know what? Pending home sales have dropped to 19% in just 2 months. The number of total closed sales are down by about 10%. And it's not a shift, it's a sudden reversal. Now, does that mean homes are not selling? Absolutely not. Homes are selling. I just yesterday presented 2 sets of bidding wars on 2 different properties. So homes are selling. It's all about positioning the home at the right price in the right condition. And just so you know, they weren't all, one of the homes was cute. The other one was not updated other than just putting fresh carpet. So there is a cost for buyers for waiting. So there's a little chart that I have before me. It talks about how much more per month a buyer would have to pay if the interest rate just went up 0.5%. And at our average prices, which are in the mid to low 5s right now, that would mean the buyer's payment would go up over $428 a month if the rates went from 5.5% to 6%. Wow. And over the life of the loan, that's an extra $154,000. So if you're a buyer right now, go get a home, lock in the lowest interest rate that you can, because these prices are still going to go up. It's not a bad market. It's just not a complete, utter seller's market. Another factor are the iBuyers. So these are investment buyers that are coming in. Some of them are paying full price cash for homes. Some of them are making stupid lowball offers, and it really depends on seller motivation. Almost everybody I meet has gotten an offer from Open Door, Offer Pad in the mail, especially if they had a rental property or something. But those might have an impact on the market in a way that there's a little bit less inventory. And I call the millennials the youngers. I just love them. They're so cute. My son's a millennial. They're super smart. They're super industrious. They spend a lot of time on the internet. And honestly, Richard, they don't believe they need a real estate agent.
I've got 2 of them. I mean, we're in the same boat, Barb. I've got 2 of them. They're just like your son.
Yeah. And they don't like talking on the phone. They like to text. They think they can do everything on their own. Sometimes they don't listen, but that's okay. That's kind of normal for that age. And you know what? It's becoming, not only are the consumers, the younger consumers, which make up about 43% of the buyer population, not only are they getting their education from the Google machine, but there are some lawsuits going on about commission that can completely upend the way the real estate industry works. The whole buyer agency thing might just go away because the seller's like, wait a minute, why am I paying for an agent to beat me up on price and concessions? Why do I have to pay for that? And there are 2 lawsuits going on right now. It's a big deal. The other thing that happened is 6.7 million Americans voluntarily left their jobs. And not all of them have gone back to work. So some of them are self-employed, doing their own thing. It might mean in the future that if they have this issue with having to pay their own real estate agent for representation, they may just not do it. They might just go straight to the listing agent and ask them to write an offer. And then the third tier is really what I call the new younger customer avatar. They don't like answering the phone. They more increasingly see less value in a buyer's agent. And of course, the home style, the demand for the type of home is changing with the younger generation. They like kind of a cleaner look, more modern. In the next segment, we're going to talk about how, some things can date your home. And some of them I was surprised at, to be honest with you. So what we're seeing right now is a really quick pivot from a low supply, high demand, and fewer showings going on in our listings, fewer bidding wars, even from week to week, unless the seller does the right thing and prices it to sell. So one thing I've noticed just looking at the market stats is, and just so if you're listening right now, I'm Barb Schlinker. I know I'm talking too much with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty Colorado. I'm right here in Colorado Springs. I've been in business for more than 25 years. And if you're thinking of making a move, give me a call, 719-301-3900. We have a great team that can help you. So what's going on with supply? One thing that I have seen, and we saw this during COVID, which was really a surprise to me. Before COVID, any home priced under $400,000 was pretty much flying off the shelf. After COVID, it went all the way up to over $1 million. We had less than 1 month's supply of homes for over $1 million. Just in the past few months, it's been less than 1 month supply, all the way up to 800,000. And now, in just the past stats that just came out, we only have less than 1 month supply under 500,000, right? So that means more inventory, more competition for home sellers. So you have to do everything right to get top dollar for your home. And we know how to do that. Our Pikes Peak Association of Realtors have showed a 21% of the home sellers on the market right now have dropped their price. That number is actually increasing. 23% of home sellers got, in the past week, got contracts. Another 23% sold. So what about the other half? Guess what? The other half are not selling. So the assumption is you put your house on the market, it's always going to sell. That's not the case. It may not be that first agent that gets you sold. So if you're thinking of making a move, you want to hire the team that knows how to guide you through this market shift so you have success. Just give us a call at 719-301-3900 and we can help you. And you know what? We just got one of our Northwest area clients under contract with a bidding war. So it is still happening if you position the home correctly, and we know how to do that. Richard?
You're listening to The Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move in a market like this, give Barb a call, 719-301-3900. Experience really matters. It's your biggest investment. Or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing the top 10 trends that could be dating your home. You don't want to miss that.